Hey everyone, good morning. Um, Out here trying to just get the kayak cleaned up a little bit and get it ready for the next trip. And I figured I'd take this chance to go over some stuff I did to it and some modifications I made just to make it easier for me to fish out of. I used to have another kayak and I had to get rid of it because it was just giving me back problems and knee problems. I'm just too tall for some of these kayaks, but this one's doing good. It's the 136 autopilot from Old Town. But the first thing I did, I took off these plastic rails, and I know some guys use those rails, or some guys like to change them out with some aluminum rails. But what I did was got a piece of plate, aluminum. This is probably 1/4 inch. This happens to be diamond plate, but it doesn't have to be. And I cut it to fit in this recessed area where the rails went. Then I used the rails. I stopped it short to give myself room for this to come up and down. But I used the rails as a template to put these holes so they fit exactly. And this is not a square piece. This top piece is longer than this bottom. It's a small angle. And when you do that, you can't just start from the square edge and measure over two different lengths because it's shaped like a little pyramid. You have to get a center mark first and measure out from that center mark so that center is offset from the measurements. So anyways, adding this plate gave me a place to put these rod holders. And when you're dealing with some big catfish, you can't have any chintzy rod holders. So, this is not a problem anymore at all. Where they might come out of the railings, there's never no mite about this at all. These are here forever for permanent. It's stronger than the kayak. And this one here, this is steel. I probably could have used aluminum angle if I had it. I did not have it, so I just used steel. But if you can see, I included that lower bolt from these two is through that steel. So it kind of all works together. If you're not into catfishing, but this can still help you because you can take these off and now you have a nice platform to either sit on for a child to sit on, or you can use it for a casting platform. But that's what I did with my rod holders. And I may even add a third in the middle here just to give myself another rod down the center. And then a little further up, I added these on each side. And that's just as far back as I could reach from the access point. And then below here, there's another 2-inch square plate that's acting like a washer. And I got these from Fish Bite rod holders, and I prefer these 4 holes over the 2 holes. The 2 holes are fine, but when I build my catfish stuff, I like to go overboard and heavy duty because one of these days that 50 or 60 or 80 pounder is going to hit, and you got to be ready. The next thing I did, I know some of you guys are going to laugh at this. I took off the original seat, bolted this through up to the access, so there's 1/4 inch stainless steel bolts here. I made this platform here, and then I hinged it like this in the front. Then I just made this access to get to my battery, but now I have a regular swivel boat seat on here, so I can be facing forward to travel. If I can turn around and fish out of the back like a regular boat. And that's where the bolts are at. And this is just scrap aluminum, so that's why this stuff's on here. I try to go cheap when I can. If I can get some scrap steel or scrap aluminum, I'll definitely use it. And then in the front here, I also took out this strip of track because I don't need it, and I put this aluminum permanent in here And this is where I bolt my my musky bumper board, my board for tournaments. And then these holes are also to the boards that I can bolt through it. And then the board comes to here at the 30-inch mark. So when I fold it out, the rest of it's out here, but all the weight of that fish is in here where it needs to be. The tail's hanging out here and it's okay. And then if I'm doing it like a slot tournament where it's only 30-inch fish, I can fold that board under itself and use them same holes so that board won't fall off and slip. It's another, you know, you don't need all that mess when you're trying to measure a fish. And I think you guys seen the video before. I put these little lights on the front. But I got a few more things to do. I think my next project might be taking these rudder pedals off, get them out of the way. And I might just put a little key ring loop here so I just rudder it by hand. Because I don't really use them, but I also don't want to get rid of it completely. I think I'm going to replace these with a little key ring here or something. I can just pull it as I need it. That way I don't need all this stuff in the way. That's room for coolers and fish, and you know, if I'm not going to need it, get rid of it. But that's it. She's doing good. It's a good good rig, and that's about it. Thanks, guys.